This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Sunday morning. What is today is Dr. Peter Michalos. And, well, Doctor, what's up today? How long are we going to live?
Well, John, today we're going to talk about a fascinating topic and how much medicine has advanced. And now we actually have tests through a blood test or a cheek swab test where we can measure someone's biological age and tell the age of our various organs, and some of these tests can actually give predictions about how long we're going to live based on our current biomarkers. The good thing that we know is that 20% of our destiny is genes, and 80% is how we treat those genes, just like a car. We get a brand new car, and that's like our DNA and our genes, and how we treat it, how we take care of it, how we keep everything in balance, and all our biomarkers will determine how long we last. Just like on a jet plane, you see all those gauges, fuel, temperature, pressures, oxygen, altitude, all these different things help tell us the operation of a plane, the same way with the human body. And now some scientists, like Dr. Horvath, who created the Horvath clock, which through something called DNA methylation, they can tell you accurately how old you are within 3 years and whether your biological age is younger or older. So someone might be 60 years in chronological age, but their biological age could be 50 or it could be 80. And what they do is they test for certain chemical changes on our DNA that change with age. And, for example, one of these tests is a swab cheek test that developed by the great anti-aging scientist David Sinclair at Tally Health, called the Tally Age test. And they give you an update on what the condition of your biological age is, and then they give you recommendations on what you could do to try to help it. Then there's other tests that check the telomere length, and we now know that telomere length has to do with age. The shorter your telomeres, the shorter your lifespan. They're the caps on the end of our DNA, and every time they multiply, they get shorter. And an interesting recent study found how keeping your vitamin D levels at a good level, probably between 50 and 75, actually helps slow down the telomere length shortening. So that vitamin D turns out to be an anti-aging drug. Another one is called a biomarker analysis, where they actually take some of your labs, and it's called a pheno-age calculator, and some people call it the grim age because it predicts not only what your condition of your body is, but when you might basically die based on your labs. And some of the things they put into this computer formula, your albumin, your fasting glucose, your C-reactive protein, which is an inflammatory marker, your lipid panel, and all these things put together, and they come out with these numbers, which is also fascinating and readily available, and it's an inexpensive test that you can do. It's like $75 you can get online and go to one of the local labs and get the blood test to find out where you are. But the most detailed one is called the True Diagnostic Test, and it tells you the rate of aging, your pace of aging, your telomere length, the health of 11 different organs. It tells you how smoking has affected your body, how alcohol intake has affected your body. It tells you details about how much inflammation you have, CRP. There's another one called interleukin-6, IL-6. And it even tells you the heavy metal exposure that you've had, because now we know some heavy metals are associated with cancer. So the lower the biological age you have, that means you're doing things right. The higher the biological age, it means you're not doing things right. So now we have these objective measurements, and these tests range from $75 up to $500 for the more detailed analysis. But it's probably a good baseline before you start any health program to see where you are. And then when you start doing things like what we talked about, Mediterranean diet, sleeping well, sleep hygiene, avoiding toxic chemicals, avoiding microplastics, avoiding too much, radiation, all these different things. And then you can test again, and you can actually track to see how you're improving. And, I'm coming out with a new book called The Death of Aging, and we dedicated an entire chapter on this topic. And we talk about it more on our X at Death of Aging, where basically we go into the details of some of these tests and how people will use them. And in the future, I think we're going to go to doctors' offices, or many people do it themselves and then show it to their doctor, which gives them a lot of information, because a lot of the blood tests you get on an annual routine exam, or that insurance won't pay for things like, as we both know, they don't pay for heavy metal testing like lead, aluminum, arsenic. We have to go and find it out ourselves, and sometimes we have to be our own detectives and figure out the sources of these problems, because these things are associated with slowing our age down. So we live in an amazing, interesting time where, people can learn about these tests, and one of the few places you hear about it is on WABC on the Cats Roundtable, where you can learn about all these amazing new tests to help us learn how to live long and prosper with having actionable data and giving us a plan on what to do to be better, stronger, and have more health span as we age, because it's not only about lifespan, it's about quality of life and how healthy we are as we age.
Well, Dr. Peter Michalos, thank you for allowing us to possibly, if we do the right things, we're going to live a little bit longer. Thank you, and God bless you, and thank you for helping all our listeners.
Thanks for always getting the truth out on the Cats Roundtable.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.